I've written a story about basically my life and developing Tourette's. Now, I've had this story written for months, but I just decided that I'd like to share it. So I guess I'll basically just do that. Well, growing up, I was a semi-normal kid. I had my awkwardness, especially since I have Asperger's. But that isn't what I'm here to talk about. I'd like to talk about something that has really impacted my life since I was 13. This is Tourette Syndrome. When I was 13, I was struggling with a lot. School was very hard for me. The anxiety caused me to miss every other day of school, and the work was overwhelming. We had recently moved to a new state, and everything was different. I remember starting to repeat what others said. I would remember getting yelled at for that, and I would cry to myself, not knowing what was wrong with me. Why hadn't I ever done this before? I was constantly reminded of that. I look back and see little sensory tics I did starting at around age 7, but nothing major. I used to suppress my tics all day and hide in my room and let them all out because I used to think I was faking. I never knew much about Tourette's. I thought it was completely uncontrollable. And then I was just mocking them. Those were Tourette's. I could stop some of the tics then when I did, they would come back worse. I never told anyone about them because I was scared. Not being able to explain myself was a major issue of mine. I would try my hardest to suppress my vocal tics. The muscle ones were hard to control, but they weren't very noticeable. Eventually, I told my neurologist about some of my tics, and I was put on 10x. That helped relieve the pain of my tics by about 80%. That was awesome. Basically, as life went on, I started improving. I became more social, making friends, and overcoming some major issues in my life. Until one night I will never forget. I was 16 at the time, and I was in my room up at 2 a.m., focused on a movie I was watching on YouTube. Ironically, this movie was about Tourette's. Anyways, I was watching the movie, and then when it was over, I was going to get ready for bed, and I noticed my tics were getting bad. I figured this would just pass in a few minutes like it always did, but it didn't. I started making noises I've never made, and twitching uncontrollably. That's up. This wasn't just little jerks. It was full body movements and shaking. I went to my parents' room sobbing and woke them up saying, I can't stop moving. Ever since that night, I have had a severe case of Tourette's. I was unable to feed myself, sit in a chair, go anywhere, drink without help, dress myself, bathe myself, and so on. How embarrassing to have your own mom bathe you at 16. Yeah, I know. I couldn't sleep in my own bed for months. My tics can be violent and painful, but some are also funny. I tend to talk back to some of the phrases I spit out. I've learned to make jokes about things, but people still get me down sometimes. I can't go anywhere without being stared at, laughed at, and sometimes mocked. I understand children's natural curiosity, but some people, especially grown adults, are just downright rude and ignorant. I have learned to live with my Tourette's, but I wish I could just turn it off sometimes. Tourette's has really helped me to become a stronger person and learn to appreciate what you have more. Of course, I say to myself things could be worse, because they really could. I am blessed. I have a wonderful family, friends, a house, food, clothes, etc. My love for God has never changed either. Without Him, I am nothing. I believe He's given me only what I can handle, and He wants me to help others. That I am willing to do. I'm looking into speaking more about Tourette's and autism. Ignorance I will no longer tolerate, therefore I will educate. My name is Johanna, and that's a brief look on my history of Tourette's. Well, that was the story. Thanks for watching. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I don't know, maybe learned on the intake of how I feel growing up with Tourette's. Well, thanks for watching, and see ya.